Yes, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you enjoyed the 5 things yesterday, talking about the 5 goals that we snuck past Leeds. It's still a couple of weeks left in the transfer window, though, and there's still a chance that Manchester United might do a little bit of business. So let's start talking about the business that they might be able to do. Right then. So, I mean, for starters, that's not correct, is it? That's meant to say Metz. Young Williams absolutely balls that one right up for us, hasn't he? Right, so Izzy we're going to be talking about. So Pape, Matar, Sarr. According to reports, United, City and Chelsea are all interested in signing the Metz midfielder. He's a box-to-box midfielder. Made his first team debut back in November last year. He is only 18 and he ended last season with 25 appearances and 4 goals. He's already a Senegalese international. He's got 2 caps. He made his debut back in March and he burst onto the scene really last season. He was regarded really highly by Metz. And according to Football Insider, he is attracting interest from the biggest clubs in the Premier League. And it could see any deal for him might see him return back to Metz on loan this season to continue his development. That's not typically a Manchester United manoeuvre. And I think that could be something that indicates something that Chelsea might do. I also don't get a vibe about City taking him either. But it does seem to me someone like Chelsea might be able to snap up and to sign. The next one then we're going to be touching on is a guy that I think we've heard a lot of, and that is Camavinga. So with Camavinga, according to Eurosport, United have paused their interest in him. Romano tweeted the other day that Camavinga's agent, Jonathan Barnett, stated that it's too early to make a decision on his future. And Romano also seemed to mention that don't rule the exit or don't rule out wait until next summer where he could pick his club as a free agent. And honestly, I think if I was representing Camavinga, that's what I'd be advising him to do. You are a top draw footballer. You're a great age. You're someone that's very likely to be picked up by a top club. And I think that only gets increased by you sticking around, seeing your last year of your contract out somewhere you know you're going to play, and see what move picks up then. I wouldn't put it past United on being able to pick him up. As far as I know, that I think they are genuinely looking at him. But I also don't think he's someone that comes in and starts playing week in, week out this season. So I don't think it's a massive urgency thing. A couple of you guys in the comments are also sort of mentioning it. Someone like a Ruben Neves. I actually spoke to Rio about that on our podcast Vibe with 5 today. That's coming out at 5 o'clock, so make sure to check that out over on 5. We talked about both Sal Niguez and Ruben Neves. I do like Neves, and you already know that I like Sal Niguez. Rio said he's a big fan of Sal Niguez as well, but he wasn't having Neves. So it's all about opinions, isn't it? For me, honestly, I think either Neves or Niguez would be a massive addition to this Manchester United squad. And again, don't necessarily be fooled by such a great start. United have started pre-season or the actual season very well in the past, and I think that's something that we've, I guess it can go either way, I guess, can't it? You can't read too much into the first game. You need to look at the first 10, 12 games and how you've done across those. Because in that, usually you've gone back into Europe, you've started with an international break, you've probably picked up a knock or two, someone's probably come back into form. And I think that's how you need to sort of evaluate a season. But last season, I think United fans kind of nailed it. We looked at the squad and we went, we need a right winger. Finally, they delivered a right winger. And we were like, we probably could really upgrade a centre-half. And we upgraded a centre-half. So you go, okay, now we need a DM. And I know that United were in for one. It seems like they've either not managed to find one for the right price, or something else has happened. Maybe we was looking to move some people on and keep the wages balanced a touch, and maybe that's not happened yet. Maybe we do need to see someone moved on before that's going to be the case. But either way, as it stands, United haven't brought in another midfielder, and for now, I think it's looking likely. I think it would be more likely that we go as we are, maybe with a signing, maybe with a sale or two. I think that's probably going to be us as it stands. Kashup in the comments says, a good DM allows us to play McFred in the cup games or back-to-back consecutive matches. Fingers crossed we get one by deadline day. So yeah, this isn't what's important. And this is something that people don't take into account when they look at what goes on with, say, Manchester City or even Chelsea. When you've got two 11s that are good enough to play week in, week out, when you are having midweek games and you've got back-to-back fixtures, do you like... Leicester won the league partially because they had no European football to take their focus away, and they had 7 days to focus on playing the next match. When you've got 7 days to prepare for the next match, it gives you chance to look at stuff and to practice stuff, and actually prepare your squad for the upcoming game. Now, if you've got two 11s, now, you might not play two entirely different 11s, but let's say McTominay and Fred as an example. Right, midweek, we're probably playing a winnable game. We're expecting a team to face us in a low block. Do you know what? I'm going to play the as-yet unsigned DM alongside Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes, and we're going to go for it, and we're going to play our most exciting forward line, and we're going to absolutely have it. And then at the weekend, we've got to go to the Etihad, and it's probably going to be a backs to the wall kind of job where we look to try and counter-attack them as we saw Spurs do really well yesterday. And we say, righty then, here's what we're going to do. We are going to play McFred. We might even bring Dan James into this one. And you have a different focus. Now, the key players in this system that are going to be playing in the second match, they've not got to worry about playing whatever you do. They go, we're going to focus on this game here first. So in this game here, everyone's going to do this, but Dan James, McTominay and Fred, they're just studying tape. And they're going out on the field and they're practicing stuff. So by the time the rest of the squad joins them guys, when they're running through 11-a-side drills, these guys are a little bit ahead and they can almost coach their teammates through this a little bit as well. That is what you get. That's the privilege that you get when you've got a monster-sized squad like Chelsea or Manchester City have got that Manchester United currently don't have. So there's the benefit factors. And also, when someone does pick up a little bit of a knock, you go, you take a seat, don't make that worse, and you'll be back properly in 2 weeks, rather than play them. Now they're out for 3 months because you've run them into the ground. So that's what you need to do. And that's what United have been unable to do. And I think United are slowly, it's not overnight and it's not just there right now, slowly putting together the right squad with the right mentality and the right sort of... the right pieces in the right holes, actually. And I think that's what's great to see. See what some questions that you guys have got. Sounds like what Fergie did with Park and Fletcher. Correct. Do you think Ollie's not reading the Fergie manuscript? Of course he is. John Musa, it's all about recovery. 7-day break allows recovery time. 3 or 4 days doesn't. Do you know what, John? It is about recovery, and I don't think it's necessarily not about recovery. But I also think that football teams can't quite get everyone to the level of fitness that they require without having a performance deficit. Who the fuck did I talk to about this the other day? I was chatting to a manager from a league, I think the League One, last week, and I was talking about this because I have loads of fucking theories, and some of them are clearly batshit crazy ones, and some of them I think are grounded in some actual science and some actual truth. When I see what some of my MMA friends are doing in terms of the amount of fitness that them guys are doing, I know footballers could get up to that level of fitness, training 5-6 hours a day. When you look at every other different sport, they train longer and harder than footballers do. And there's an excellent book called Das Reboot by Raphael Honigstein. When they go into detail about this a little bit, and it sort of shows you how German football and German national teams started to try and introduce longer days of training for people, to see where all that sort of stuff goes. Really interesting stuff it was, and I think that there's a fitness revolution going to come into football, but no one can do it because I think you need to take the performance hit for about 4 months. I think you're going to take a performance dip because you're going to run the players into the ground, and it's going to take some serious adaptation for the players to get up to the level of fitness. Fitness comes slow. Adaptation comes slow. And in the process of doing that, your performance level is going to be in the absolute dirt. But there is no time, and pre-season's typically a month, right? Typically, you don't get the 4 month you need to do that in pre-season. And that's what I think is going to be the massive drama about preventing this happening, or preventing it happening full stop, to be honest. So I think there is a revolution that's going to be coming in, and it might take a minute to happen, but it's one of those. Heymo says we need to renew Pogba's contract ASAP. We can't let him go for free twice. Jesus, yeah, we really can't, can we? But I think it's probably looking more likely than anything else. A couple of people asking about Donny van der Beek. I honestly don't know where we go with that. I don't know what to do with that, to be honest with you. McFred and JMO should be getting a shout for their work rate in the Leeds game. Yeah, I think that'd be fair. Any news on Jesse? Yeah, let's talk about Jesse then. A little bit. Let's just go to that. There we go. Jesse Lingardinho. So Lingard has apparently been urged to join West Ham by their goalkeeper Darren Randolph. In an Instagram story, Randolph wrote, Jesse Lingard, I'll be seeing you at Rush Green for training. You know what to do. Lingard probably told the Mail last week that West Ham will be in his heart and he'll retain that bond with them. And he's not going to run into anything. What will comes will comes. And he feels like he's in the driving seat. Even though he didn't feature against Leeds the other day, Solskjaer did have this to say. He said he's reinvented himself and he's come back to the man that we know. With the quality that he has, he's going to play a big part. Now, knowing what Solskjaer has said about virtually everybody that he's ever let go, take that with a pinch of salt. If he's made his mind upon him, he's made his mind upon him. I do think Jesse could have a part to play for Manchester United, but I don't take Solskjaer at his word for what he said in a press conference. That if Ollie comes out and goes, I made my mind up 2 years about him, he can sling it. What do West Ham do then when they pick the phone up and go, we'll give you nothing for Jesse? You get absolutely rammed. So he has to play the game. It's just as simple as that. That's what it looks like at the moment anyway with Jesse Lingard. My own opinion is I think he needs to close the chapter on Manchester United. He's lived a dream for all of us. He's won the FA Cup as a United fan. His family are all massive Reds. But if it ain't going to happen for him, he's still got to have a career. Look at the way he finished that season. If he can finish the season like that for West Ham, he can go and have another couple of seasons like that in his locker still because he's fit. He hasn't got that much miles on the clock. I think he could go and do it. He's not someone that you see injured all the time. I'd say go for it. But anyway, that's it from me. I'm going to do an IMO tomorrow talking about Pogba and Graham Souness for the third time, and I can't believe I'm having to even do this. And we've got XG files coming out on Wednesday. I will be doing a club/squad update video on Paddock FC. I'm recording it on Wednesday, and it'll be going out on Friday on the Paddock Football Club channel. Also, there's some highlights about to drop from our game. I played an under-21s team yesterday, and we won 4-0 against a team of blokes. So if you're interested in any of those, let me know what sort of updates you would like to see in the squad update video. Obviously, we're going to talk about some of the players that have moved on. We've had Isaac signed for Southport, which is pretty crazy that I'm on a transfer talk video here, and I can tell you about some transfers that we've actually been a part of ourselves, which is wild, isn't it? But let me know what you want to see in that squad update video. We're going to talk about what the makeup of my first team squad looks like for this season, our second season. We have been promoted into the Premier Division of the Lancashire and Cheshire League. We've got a hell of a task ahead of us. And we've had some players move on and go and sign for professional clubs in the meantime as well. So get your questions in about what you want to see from that. And make sure to check out the highlights from today as well, and you get a bit of a glimpse about what's going on. And I will see you guys in the next one. Laters.